pretty fundamental question emerges here. You know, we've long been told that the UK is a partnership of equals with all of the 4 nations that make it up. But if we're now being told that Scotland's voice simply doesn't matter, that it will not be heard, it will not be listened to, not just that it's not enforceable in the courts, but it's not going to be politically listened to, then that raises a really fundamental question for Scotland. Are we happy to allow our future to be dictated by a Westminster government with 1 MP in Scotland, or is it time to take our future into our own hands?
Does this now bring an independence referendum closer?
Well, look, I have made very clear that that option is very, very much on the table, and as I've said before, I think with every day that passes right now, it's becoming clearer that Scotland's voice cannot and is not able to be heard within the UK on this question. That raises big issues. I have set down a path of a process of exhausting and exploring all options. I will continue to do that, but you know, be in no doubt, I think the decision is looming for Scotland.
Ultimately, you might vote against the triggering of Article 50. Your troops in the House of Commons might vote against.
Scotland voted against Brexit, and therefore I think it is inconceivable that SNP MPs would vote for the triggering of Article 50. But I think it's important that the House of Commons and Parliament is involved, not just in that narrow question of whether to trigger Article 50, but also in the terms of the negotiation. The Prime Minister set out last week a path towards the hardest of hard Brexits. I don't believe there's a majority for that in the House of Commons. I certainly don't believe there's a majority for that across the country. So this is an opportunity for the House of Commons to assert itself and to have a say not just on the narrow question, but on the broader terms of negotiation as well.